Hello again, everyone. My name is Jason. I'm the president and CEO of Behind Bars Blueprint. Thank you for joining me again for another video. Today, we're going to be talking about the role and role confusions of reentry, how role confusion can completely sabotage reentry. So let's jump into it. So today, we're going to be talking about how role confusion can screw up reentry. And I mean, I've seen reentry get messed up more times than I can count. And it's not because people don't care. It's because people are not clear on the role they're playing, whether that's you as an incarcerated individual coming out, or whether that's a family member or a loved one of an incarcerated individual. Everyone has to know their role and they have to know it well, or confusion is going to quickly turn into something that's not anything close to support. So first, let's define, what does role confusion look like? Well, responsibilities overlap, things get overlooked, lines get blurred, people don't really know what they're supposed to be doing. You've always seen those, sometimes it's in movies, a lot of times it's actually in real Major League Baseball, where, you got maybe the right fielder and the center fielder, right? And there's this pop fly that goes right out in between the two, and the two guys run at each other, and everybody's looking at the ball, right fielder, center fielder, they get right up to it, and then boom, ball falls right between both of them, and neither one of them catches it. That's role confusion. That's not what we want. Everybody has to be communicating very, very clearly about what they're doing and what they're not doing, so nothing gets left out. A lot of times it's in the gray areas where things can get lost. So let's break this down into 4 areas. The first one's going to be corrections. It's going to be facilities. What is their role? Well, it's pretty simple. Their role is containment. Their role is supervision. Their role is structure. Okay, it's not emotional support necessarily. I know there's programs in prisons that offer that. There's chaplains, there's visitors, things like that, volunteers, and that's all good. But the prison's role, the jail's role, is not that. Its role is to make sure that everybody stays contained, everybody stays structured, and everybody stays where they're supposed to. So that brings us to family. And what is the family's role? It's support, it's encouragement, it's stability. It is not to implement structure necessarily when it comes to what a facility does. And what I mean by that, for example, is, and I hear this a lot, and I'm not saying this doesn't happen, but I hear a lot of, well, my loved one's innocent, or they're picking on my loved one in prison, or whatever the case may be. And again, I understand that stuff happens, okay? But that's, your role is not in that position. Your position is encouragement and support. And we go through that a lot in Behind Bars Blueprint for family members. We have a specific book for that. We have a specific program and a system for that. And it shows you the right way to go through it, and it tells you the wrong way to go through it. There's a right way to support your loved one, and there's a wrong way. The third one I would like to offer up would be churches or organizations, anybody that does any kind of reentry support. Their goal in that is going to be very simple. It's going to be reinforcement, mentoring, and community. It's not something where they're replacing supervision or they're fixing anything. They are trying to provide a sense of support through community. That is the role of the churches or the organizations that are in the community that help with reentry, that help support programs, help support systems that are put in place, like Behind Bars Blueprint, that will help the individual and their families, a lot of times in those situations, be able to navigate reentry well. That is their role. And again, it is not the role of necessarily supervision. That's probation, parole. Their job is support through a community service or community organization. And the fourth one would be the individual themselves. So what is their role? It's pretty simple. Their role is going to be ownership, decision-making, and follow-through. They need to be able to stand on their own 2 feet and say, hey, I'm going to do what's expected of me. I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. And I'm going to use the resources and the people, the individuals, the organizations around me that have rallied around me. I'm going to use those to the best of my ability to fulfill that role. My role is to be as successful as possible while I'm on probation or on parole. If you're coming out and you're not on either one, even better. But again, you can get in trouble just as quickly and just as easily as you did last time. Okay, so I always recommend, always, no matter what, whether you're coming out on parole or probation, or whether you're coming out just completely free, done with your time, time served, get yourself a support system in place. And again, that's why I encourage everyone to get a hold of Behind Bars Blueprint. No matter what part of the process that you're in, we have a system that is in place right now for that particular spot where you're at in reentry. And it could be before reentry, it's after, whatever the case may be. You could have been out for 2 years. We have stuff for that. This is an ongoing process. This doesn't end. You always have to maintain integrity. You always have to maintain vigilance. You always have to be ready to fulfill your goal and your role as the individual getting out. So what we've seen in Behind Bars Blueprint is, a lot of times when everybody's doing a little bit of something, no one's actually doing a whole lot of anything. And that's not that the intentions aren't good, but we also tell people, in a situation like this, especially with reentry, You can die the death of 1,000 good intentions, okay? This isn't something that you want to leave to chance. You need a proven system that's put in place, something that's why in Behind Bars Blueprint, we have a morning routine. Something that you do every single morning to get yourself ready, to get that programming going in your brain, right? This is something where I'm going to start my day right every single day. We've got stuff where if you come into conflict, if there's you're stressed, you're coming up against the troubles in life, which are going to happen. There's a system for that. You have to put systems in place because systems are repeatable. And when you can repeat a system, things become predictable. And that's where success starts. And so to drive this point home, I want to reiterate one last time. It is absolutely vital that you define roles. Everybody's role that you're going to be involved with, whether you are the individual getting out of prison or jail, whether you're the family member or loved one of someone getting out, everyone needs to have defined roles. And it works much better if they're predefined roles. Before you're even out, hey, what are my goals? What's my role? What are my responsibilities when I get out? Hey, I'm a family member. What are my responsibilities? What are my goals? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? How can I best use those strengths to help my loved one get out and be successful? It's something that has to be put in place, and then it needs to be repeatable. And again, that's the core issue of what we go through in Behind Bars Blueprint. We see this a lot. And when people start establishing systems, when they have clearly defined roles, they're much, much more successful. Reentry doesn't need more people involved. It needs the right people doing the right things. Clear roles reduce chaos, and reduced chaos changes outcomes. Guys, I hope this has been helpful to you. I hope this makes sense. I hope it's something that you can take and apply and put into practice and see the outcomes. If you want to learn more about this, you can go to www.behindbarsblueprint.com. You can also email me with any questions or advice or any comments you might have at behindbarsblueprint@gmail.com. We put this information out there to hopefully help people put systems in place that we know that we have used over the last 20 years that can help people be successful. You don't want to leave it up to chance. You don't want to leave it up to willpower. Put a system in place that works, and that's what we're trying to offer here. Again, I hope this helps. If you have any questions, again, reach out to me. If you wouldn't mind, leave a like and a subscribe. It really helps with the algorithm. Until next time, keep the faith, stay strong.